I'm making an exciting video because January 31st is an exciting day. Do you know why January 31st is an exciting day? That's the question. It's an exciting day because we have a blue moon, a blood moon, full moon, lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse. All of this smorgasbord of awesome is happening all at once. And so I'm going to take a moment to connect with the spirit realm and share a special message in conjunction with the frequency or the energy of the moon. I'm going to connect with my higher self specifically. And I have no idea what she's going to say. I never know what she's going to say. I want her to say something super positive, super happy, remind us of the love of all, remind us to smile and to celebrate, but sometimes she brings up the raw reality of things. It's a little too harsh. Anyway, I'm going to chill out, relax. And I'm wanting also to be not only connecting with the frequencies of this awesome moon event that is taking place, but to share sort of a message for the February, any type of advice or anything that we could kind of all wrap into one awesome message to just keep us moving forward, okay? So I'm going to relax here, and I'm going to connect with my higher self. I'm going to connect with the energy of the moon frequency. So I'm looking at a picture that's developing. It kind of reminds me of water splashing into another pool of water, but I'm looking straight ahead. So obviously, if water is splashing into another pool of water that is not dripping down, there's like no gravity here. So the water is going forward and splashing in a pool of water that is in front of me, and they're sort of mixing together, and there's light coming out of it. I'm really enchanted by this fiery light. It's blue. It's beautiful. I want it to be all over my face. It's like a yummy pie, and I just want it to be all over my face for some reason. I'm actually going towards what is like a mirror of water that's sort of in movement. There seems to be a splash of water hitting it in the center. And there's lots of light, and there's a bluish colored light that comes from it. It also looks like fire as well, like spiritual fire. And whatever it is about this, I'm sort of freaking out with happiness, and I just want to rub my face in it. That's all I can do. It's just, I don't know what else to do right now. I just need to do that right now. So I'm doing that. This fire is making me feel awesome in my face. I don't know what it is about this. It's not necessarily, there's like joy in my heart, there's joy in my soul, but I don't know why it is so connected with my face, but it is. So I'm just continuing to experience this. There's sort of darkness everywhere, and they show me this is much like eating a really awesome plate of food that's sitting on a table, and instead of using your fork, you just can't stand it. You just like your face is going straight into it. It's like the best pie in the world, or like it's the best Thanksgiving dinner, and you're not going to use your fork. You're just using your face, and so you're just jamming your face into it. That's what they're showing me. They is my spirit guides. My higher self is sort of intermixed in this. I mean, I just can't get enough of this food. It's so delicious. The food is a reflection of energy. The food is a reflection of love energy, power energy, transformative energy, human ascension energy, love energy. It's energy that we are hungry for. We're starving for it. We can't get enough of it in our faces. Like, put that food in my face. That's what it's like right now. It's so crazy. But it makes me so happy. I'm starving for it. It's really unusual. It's really rare. I feel that. They're playing an instrument nobody has ever seen before, and the chords of this sound is like surreal. It's sort of like, you live in the States, we hear a guitar. But then take that guitar in some Asian country or Indian country, it sounds so weird and different. It's sort of like that. but nobody has ever heard this sound before. That's what it feels like. It's on that extraordinary level. It's a string instrument that is being played that is so unusual. Nobody's heard the sound before. It's why it's so, so special. And they say, you are so, so special. They say that as I say, it is so, so special. There's like a male voice from the crowd, from the audience, who is also bluish white color, looks like a man, in a crowd of like thousands of people that says, but you are so, 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 so special. To the YouTube viewer and to me and to all the human beings here, there's so much love. Oh my gosh, if this moon could have arms, it would hug all of us and say thank you. I love looking at you every day. Every day, every night. The moon sees us all the time. It loves us so much. It loves us so much. It feels like it can love us even more today than it has ever loved us before. Our hearts are filling with so much appreciation and gratitude for this astronomical, astrological, this cosmic event. I mean, we are feeling it in our chords, our soul is feeling it in our soul, our DNA. We're feeling it in our divine makeup. We're feeling like 1,000 million bajillion stars. We're starting to glow. The planet is starting to glow with happy souls. That is the truth about the energy of this moon. I have noticed that this moon has been a little squishy squashy. Like, it's been feeling a little heavy, a little too dense. And full moons can have a way of doing that to our human ways. Like, we can feel a little nutty or a little different. I often find myself feeling a little bit like squished. I feel like there's just too much weighing down on me is kind of the feeling. For my emotions too. I need more naps, or I just need more resting periods. I need more deeper thought periods. But I know that this energy is actually lifting up more of that stuff from inside of us and then allowing us to let it go so we can become lighter, right? So is it really squashing me, or is it just filling me with so much love that it's having to squish out all the not love stuff and it's all intermixing and it feels like it's too heavy? So on the human level, I have been feeling that way. But on the spiritual level, they're showing me this is full of love, nourishment, food. It's like activation energy. It's human ascension type energy. I see a clock ticking. This is a total shift in the communication here. There is a ball, right, on a metal piece and a metal ball, like it's going back and forth, and and I can hear the time is ticking. It's like a grandfather clock, but much smaller. It's like Cogsworth. It's like that size clock from Beauty and the Beast, and it's ticking away, and then we're moving back and forth, and it's ticking. Time is ticking away. I keep hearing these ticky-tock sounds. I have no control over my experience of time. Like, there is no going back. There is only going forward is our experience. That is the way it feels as a human being. But there's something about this obsession with the clock or the sound of time is really... there's something important to this detail. I'm still learning about it. I'm seeing what is an obsessed human being, a human that wants to own this clock, own time. The human wants time to be in their heart. The human wants to be in control of time or where time is taking them. And there wants to be more control over the events in one's life. They're talking about each and every soul. There is a longing to be more in control of the events in our lives. To take time to have control over the time, to have control over the things that are timed out. They're showing me what is timelines, soul after soul after soul after soul, all of these events, and feeling the burden of them, feeling destroyed by them, feeling stuck in them, feeling lost in them, feeling even rejoicing in them, but still lingering in some of the old stuff. And we're all doing this right now. But we really we're desperately in our hearts wanting to control time or something of this kind, and putting it into our hearts. Like, we want it for ourselves. It's something about control, having more control in our lives. If we can control time itself, then we can control anything that is going on in our lives. It's really, it's on a level of controlling time specifically. It's not necessarily controlling the events as it is controlling time is much more like it's yes, hardcore yes on controlling time. Having time inside of our hearts in a way that we've never felt it or longed for it or hungered for it before. There is pure silence. There's no more ticking time. I cannot hear the ticking time. It is so dead silent when you just can't stop. It's like tick, 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 like in your head. Obsession, must own time, and then bam, nothing. Silence. It's just really weird. I'm just in just a plain, boring black room alone, sitting here, no sound, silence. I feel like the part of me that is joyful or celebrating is put in a time out, and it's in another room and it's in darkness. It feels separated from the element of time in the human world, but it also feels deep and kind of moody. They show me that the structure of what is the development of a room, it's a really awkward structure. I mean, we're looking at a house that's on stilts, and the stilts are broken at the knees of the stilts of the house that is also broken, and things feel like they're going to fall apart and cave in at any minute, and it's overwhelming. But this one, which is man, is sitting down. I mean, he looks like a very clean-cut, like 22-year-old guy kind of thing. I mean, there's some finesse about his appearance, but he has no face. He has no eyes, nose, or mouth. And he's not thinking about the way this house is going to topple over in time. It is going to definitely topple over. Maybe not this second, maybe not in the next 10 minutes, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I am telling you, with enough wind and rain in a couple years for sure, this is definitely not going to be standing. But this is so absent of his emotions, he's not looking at that. He feels so disconnected even from the reality that is about to cave in on itself. He doesn't have any fear or worry about death even. He doesn't even care about who am I or his identity. He feels kind of cut off and numb to everything, but he's also not numb. There's something like a wax structure about him. I want him to be more vibrant, more animated, but it's sort of like an empty, dead vessel. But he's also a man. He's also sitting in a room of a house that's about to fall apart. And he's timeless. I mean, I think that's the saddest thing I've ever heard. I feel so sad in this observatory view, but at the same time, I'm at peace with it. I'm watching. If he's not sad, then why should I feel sad? I'm just watching. Time stands still here, so he lets me know that no, this house will not cave in, it never will, because nothing is ever going to change at this moment in time, or the next moment in time. There is no time. This house will be as it is forever. And I will be as I am then forever as well. I am changeless, I am timeless. I'm going to ask you, the viewer, a question. I'm still in observer mode. Do you think in the spirit realm where that is timeless, so to speak, that is also changeless? I feel there's something very sad about this, and as a healer, an energetic healer, this is a cry for help, a big cry for help here on an energy standpoint. But who am I to make a difference in this one's life if he is content with his choices? God too will not change anything if he is content in his choices. His soul, only his soul then can change his experience through a motivation to experience things differently. The man talks about our world and our perception of time, which gives us the gift of seeing things change. He says nothing changes in my world. He manifests as a rock, and then he kicks it off of the edge of his broken home. I smile at him and I say, look it, you created a rock and you were motivated to kick it off of this. Things are changing, you're talking to me, whereas you weren't speaking to anyone before. Things are changing right under your nose. You don't even notice the tiniest little details of change, but they are happening. The spirit realm says a lot of human beings can feel trapped as well in a broken home that will never fall apart, but yet they carry the brokenness, the burden, the fear even inside themselves, and even numbness, the depression, the hopelessness. They carry this home inside themselves and it never breaks, it never falls apart, but yet they're falling apart each and every day. But little do they know, there are always little details that they miss. The manifestation of a rock so they can heal themselves emotionally by kicking it off of the side of a broken home. They're interacting with their emotions. They're choosing to interact with a higher consciousness that loves them enough to care about healing them and helping them see differently. We are talking about dimensions of time, dimensions of emotion, dimensions of mind, reality, higher dimensions, lower dimensions, alternative frequencies of consciousness, consciousness that chooses this broken home reality. What does your consciousness choose in your reality, in your time, in your space, in your perspective of what is? It's very hard to escape the broken home energy. I feel like it's a massive orb. It's very trapping. It's very hard to get out of it. It's a frequency is really hard to get out of it. I am inspired to pick him up and break him out of this orb and help him to feel the light and the love and the heaven and the embrace and the truth of how beautiful everything is, creation is, and to remind him that he too is a creation, as he too is beautiful. I do two things. One thing is I allow a part of him to stay while I take another part of his consciousness with me. So we can split our consciousness up a million, trillion, bajillion times if we want to. In an energy world, your soul can be a billion versions of itself. It could be as many versions of itself as it wants to be. So I can also take a version of him outside of the orb with me and show him something different. While I honor and accept that he does want to stay, that I'm giving him a gift. I take him into a paradise where there's clouds made out of like cotton candy. There's like ice cream everywhere. There's cookies. Everything has happy faces and is singing, is dancing for us. It's like Beauty and the Beast with the dancing, singing silverware and all that stuff. It's so happy. And the special thing is they're singing a song just for him, just to make his heart happy, just him. They say we sing this song for every soul, a song. And every song is different, every song is unique, every song is special. No two songs are the same. Every soul gets its own special song that we sing. They fill him with so much love. He can't help but smile. He feels vulnerable. It's sort of like a really gloomy day where you're really stubborn and insisting on frowning. Well, he's caving. His stubbornness is not going to last forever. He's starting to smile. He's starting to break. We are going to break you of your sadness. We're going to make you happy now. We are going to force this happiness down your throat. That's what we're like in here. We are going to force feed this happiness down your throat, and you are going to love it. And we are too. Oddly enough, in his dark worlds, the other version of him starts to notice that his heart is getting ignited with some type of ingredient. He's starting to shake his head like he was under a weird spell. He's starting to open his eyes and blink. He's starting to notice that there's vulnerability. Oh my God, what was I doing? This house is going to fall apart at any minute. He's starting to totally wake up. He's releasing like a terrible bubble of energy out of his body. And he's sort of waking up as a human being to like new energy, new day. And he's totally disconnecting from whatever deep sorrow of energy that he was sort of still connected with. And he's breathing. He's happy. He is himself again. He is wondering, what the hell was I doing before? Why was I so gloomy? He's starting to feel that there is a song inside of his heart. He's starting to feel happy. He even feels happy in a way that is louder than he's used to. It feels warmer inside of his heart. It feels freer. It feels realer. It feels more believable than I've known it before, he says. He starts to cry for no explainable reason. He feels gratitude, even for no explainable reason, but yet he does. He feels the energy of gratitude in his heart. He's sort of like shaking his head and even kind of laughing, like having a hysterical moment of confusion, because the love and the feelings of love and being loved are definitely there. He's breathing. It's sort of like an odd moment of being alive in a way that you just wake up to living for the first time. You always were living, but now you're suddenly waking up to living. It's right there. He looks at me and he smiles. He shows me how the energy of this moon, this gift of the moon, but just the cosmic energy is helping us grow in love, helping us to wake up to our realities and choose different pathways. It's helping us. It's helping us grow and to have hysterical moments that make no sense, deep, sad moments that make no sense. But it's all for the growth and development of our collective consciousness, of our human bodies, of the evolution of mankind, of our souls, of everything. He shows me how extraordinarily special this is, and his gratitude is to say thank you to the heavens for this gift of energy. That's simply it. That's it. I'm still connected. Just give me a minute here. I will disconnect. It's a little bit like, whoa. I feel a little whoa from that. So that is what my higher self and spirit guides and the frequency of the super awesome super moon, blood moon, new blue moon, lunar eclipse. All these moons in one moon. That's what it's all about. Now we know. Now we know what it's all about. So, thank you for sharing in this experience with me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in connecting with me for a psychic service, please visit me at my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing January 31st, 2018 day. Have an amazing blood moon, blue moon, lunar eclipse, super day. All right, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.